Okay, so Dottie. So I just want to say officially welcome to Voices of Service. And as I've mentioned before, I've been wanting to do this kind of thing for a very long time, and I've had a couple of attempts at it, but it just before didn't feel quite like the right timing, but now does. I feel like I'm in a good place, and I've met so many incredible people along the way. And you're one of my all-time favorite compatriots and
Thank
light
you.
activators and all the things that we've done together. So I really, really wanted to have this conversation with you today.
Thank you. Thank you
So,
so much. It's I just feel right now it's really a good time because there's the young people that need it and the older experienced ones that need to be able to come out into the light and help the young ones. I see it all the time. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
know you're
thank
such a
you for what you're
champion of the
doing.
younger people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
go ahead. So what we'd like to do is just maybe hear your early story of how you how you were activated, how you got started, and you know, we often talk about that it's so wonderful to learn about people at the height of their experience and what they're all about, but everybody struggles to get to where they are. So I think it's just as important to hear the awakening part of your process or the struggle part of your story as much as it is the highlights. I think because there's a real richness in your service. I have always understood that we go through our struggle and we overcome it, and then we turn around and help the next person coming through that doorway. So I'm
Thank you.
just going to be quiet for a little bit and just let you share what you'd like to share.
Well, I think from the very beginning, I felt different. Even when I was little, I would look at humans and I would say, is that really what they want to do? Is that really what they want to say? And life was very hard for me in the beginning because my parents, being together and loving, were in a very bad time. I I was born at the end of World War II. So I remember the experience of it. And so as time went on and I got older, I became a teacher. My mother was a teacher, and she not gently, but guided me into being a teacher. She just knew that's what I had to be, even before I knew, because I really didn't want to do it. I was into Broadway and things like that. So anyhow, I became a teacher. Even before I became a teacher, my mother used to give us binoculars, and we would be laying on the porch outside looking up at the stars. And my mother was very futuristic. She was really ahead of her time. And so um, I always knew that I came from out there. And she never stifled me. She never stifled anything. I thought about when I was 16, other girls were dating, and I was reading Chaucer, Shakespeare. I was memorizing whole acts of Juliet and Romeo. Anyhow, I'm still a very romantic. Um, so anyhow, I became a teacher, and what I what I can see now, looking backwards, when we're older and we can look back at our path, things just came to me that had to be part of my path. And because I was so willing to say yes, um, I became part of, I was a science teacher, and I became part of the Teacher in Space program. And and that was really an eye opener for me. And when the shuttle crashed and everything shut down, um, NASA invited us to come back with the astronauts' families
Mm.
that did not want to, they didn't want to let the astronauts, the past, to be forgotten. So they decided to build the Challenger centers in each state. And so I became part of that. After the years, and not only that, I had the young astronauts after school, like other teachers and kids went home at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and we were still there at 5, 6:30. So anyhow, it was amazing because the children inspired me so much to continue. And I knew that it was part of the dream that we needed to continue. So, long story short, I wanted to retire in 30 years, but 28, I said, that's it. So I lost my identity as a teacher. And so I just became this muggle. Well, just doing muggle things. And so my sister gave me a gift of a trip to Greece with 30 Ohio University students that were culminating their Greece class in the university. They were going there to experience it. So I went with them, which was amazing experience. Flying into Greece, getting off the bus in Athens, and walking the Parthenon and everything. It was truly amazing. And and I wasn't a teacher. I was me. I was
Mm.
just me walking along, enjoying the sights as they were gifted to us. And all of a sudden, we were at Petra, and we were getting ready to go across the ferry to Delhi. And there was a chapel, a Catholic, Byzantine, Greek Catholic chapel, very famous, St. Andrew. And it was closed, but the tour guide taught them into opening it. And everybody went to the restaurant to have something to eat first. I didn't feel like eating. So I went and sat on the plaza in a concrete bench at the door.
Mm.
And everybody got finished eating and they came to the chapel and went in this big wooden door. And I was just sitting there, I don't know, just being. And all of a sudden I said, I better go in. I'm going to miss the tour. And as I put my foot over the doorstep, my body went into a beautiful, scary, horrendous Kundalini activation. And and it was terrifying for me because I didn't know what to do. There in the church, there were three altars. There was one in the middle. So I said to myself, I think I could hide behind the altar in the left, but to get to there, I had to go past the little children that were having classes. Anyhow, long story short, that Kundalini experience lasted, I sat down in one of the pews and it lasted maybe 15, 20 minutes till I got myself together. And because I was sobbing so loud, I scared the children went running away. And I was shaking tremendously. So I finally got myself together, and my sister was on that tour group, and she never realized that that happened to me because I was like a little puppy dog, just following along behind the tour, trying to keep myself together, and nobody noticed me because they were all interested in everything else. So, long story short, I came home wondering what happened because I didn't know anything about Kundalini experiences or anything spiritual. And my hands started to uh, vibrate. I remember, I do remember finding blisters in the palms of my hands later. But when I would reach for a book or on the bookshelf, it the book I was supposed to read always would vibrate, and I would feel it, and I would be pulled into it. So it wasn't long after that I I met a beautiful friend that introduced me to soul recognitions, soul support system, and I did. At that time, I started working with them and doing soul recognitions, which really peeled off the layers of the onion, so to speak.
Mhm.
At the same time, when I had retired, I joined the Coast Guard Auxiliary because I bought a boat, and who knows how boats run if they don't have brakes. So at the same time, I was doing soul recognitions. I was doing Coast Guard inland waterways, and I was doing Reiki. So I just opened myself up to all of it. So I stayed with the Coast Guard for 16 years. I went through 3, 4 layers, different types of Reiki, um, and became a soul recognition facilitator. Let's see. Oh, and then in 2014, I was teaching Reiki upstate, and I came home really tired, went to bed, and got up in the shower. And in 4 seconds, I was downloaded with Starfire energy. And they told me in 4 seconds what it looked like, what I was supposed to do with it, the shape of it, what it would do to people, what I was supposed to tell them. It was just everything in 4 seconds. And so I got out of that shower. I went to Office Max. I got 5 domain names. Um, at that time, I was very familiar with the Galactic Federation, and they told me that I needed an audio system because I'd be talking to people,
Mhm.
and so I started. It took me a year to really and that became my business name because I was I was incorporating everything into Starfire's LLC. I had my painting because I was doing paintings, I was doing workshops, I was doing I did 5 years of let's see, what was it? Trendsetters. I was doing a group where we would come together once a month, and I would facilitate that and doing workshops. So I just named everything Soul Starfire LLC. But I was with the Starfire attunements. I was doing workshops, and then after that, I met Tisak, the Mayan elder. I learned Iriku, became a Mayan master teacher. But I don't. So, okay, long story short, Carol, which you know, I was working in New Mexico with you, with ley lines and things. And I remember I was laying in bed and I thought, I have looking back on my past, my whole path coming forward, people would say, well, what do you do? And I would start listing things and that sounds so egotistical. Or like people would, they don't want to hear all that. So I said, okay, I can pare it down to I'm an energy worker. So, so okay, I'm an energy worker. In the mean, I have to tell you this. Um, yeah, and so and I also became a certified hypnotherapist with the National Guild of Hypnotists, and yeah, so I did that, and I'm not doing that anymore. But the reason I have to tell you that is because in the 2009, when I joined the guild, I went to New York City to do it was an emergency medical hypnosis workshop.
Mm.
And the one thing that they told you was if you do it right, you can get people calmed down in an accident to the point where they're bleeding profusely from their wound. You can get them to make it stop bleeding.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That's really amazing.
I know. And but yeah, it's amazing. But we know how just awesome the human brain is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not, yeah. So anyhow, um, I was listening to Flo Aivia Magdalena's meditation on fibers. The and all of a sudden, it hit me last week that the fibers that the ones with no names are talking about that are in the unified field,
Mm.
everything is quantum, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's the quantum string theory.
Yeah.
And if you put and it's in the golden light. And so if you can meditate with the golden light and you see the fibers, that's the quantum string theory that is the unified field.
Yeah.
I was just blown away when I found that out. Anyhow, instead of just saying all the things that I do, I just say I'm an energy worker and I focus in. I put three of them together. I call it the RSL, the Reiki Soul Clearing Lotus, because when I came to you, what, 5, 6, 7 years ago with the Lotus, we were doing other things together with the ley lines, which we still do. And now um, I do the Reiki Soul Clearing Lotus, and then I do Starfire. So I just pared them down into two things because what I learned and what I know is everything that you learn becomes a part of you.
Hmm.
You are. And that's what you do, and that's what you think, and that's your energy field. So who cares what I do as long, as long as I do what I do to help you? Because
Yeah.
my path is to help people get to a higher level.
Yeah. That's lovely. And I loved your enthusiasm for learning, and that's so true. When you're learning anything, you got to be careful not to get hung up on the processes and the labels and all of that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's fantastic.
yeah.
So so your enthusiasm for learning and growing, and uh, it sounds like you're getting your inspiration from your how you lead with your curiosity.
Well, you know what? I surrendered a long time ago. I never put myself on a place where I got to do this, I got to do this. I just open the door and I depend on the divine creator Mother, Father, God, whatever it is, to open my path and allow me to be able to do, it's like a gift. You look out, and if something is offered to you, say, okay, I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
And what I have witnessed of you, when you get that, you jump right in. You don't hesitate.
Right. Yeah, because I know that's what the energy field is waiting for. It's actually the energy field is waiting. It's waiting. It's an invitation. And it's just, you know that, it's just waiting for you to accept the invitation. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what are some of the practices, your personal practices that sustain you? Like as you've been going through the years and you've had your ups and your downs and your sideways and your inversions of life learning, what has really sustained you over the years?
Family. Family, my love of family, my love for people. Um, you know, a person can be standing in front of me and they're you know, in a bad place and they're spewing a lot of stuff. And
Sure.
I just think of them as a child of the universe. I see their light in their chest, which they don't even think about. Yeah. They yeah. And so I learned very, very early to work with the golden light. And I started because my hands are always um, vibrating. It's like when you plug in an electric shaver. Yeah. And so yeah, if I'm working on people, but I work on the land, Mother Gaia. And a lot of times when I walk around, and now because I have a cat child, parent of my own. I walk her every day. I'm out there walking her in the yard, and so I just give Mother Gaia energy too. And yeah, and even though and now I'm doing expos. I love to do expos because I'm a people person. I just I can't help it. I just love them. And so yeah, I can feel their energy, and if their energy isn't really that good, I just usually I just spin the golden light all around them and put them in a gold cocoon. Yeah, yeah.
I would
Yeah.
imagine that people know that you love other people because you're a magnet for joy.
I don't know. I just yeah. And sometimes I have to tell you it's hard to handle too. Yeah, because yeah, you
In
have
in what way is it hard to handle? And
um
the what,
because
the what of the what's hard to handle? Explain that a bit.
yeah, because I'm the type of person that if someone comes to me and they need something, I I give them all I can, and then I set them on their way. And that's even my children. Um, they know I love them. They know that they can come to me anytime. All my friends know. But when it's done, it's done. And like when I do a workshop or I have a client, you know, um, they come to me and I will give them all I have, and then they walk out the door and I might never see them again. And
Mm.
that's okay because I just do what I do, and then I give you love like a parent and send you on your way. Because, you know, life is a gift from the universe. And it's like a present at Christmas time wrapped in a red bow.
Uh-huh.
But nobody has the right to open that package and say, oh, let's take this and do this. You need to do this. You need to do that. And the one thing I remember when the Galactic Federation gave me Starfire, the first thing they said to me was, you cannot tell someone what to do.
Mm.
You can suggest, you can say, well, this is what I would do, or do you know, I know this, maybe would this help? But you cannot say, oh no, you have to do this. This is, and I, my daughter is trying very hard to learn that because because she's become the parent now.
Oh, sure. Of course.
And that does happen. So you have to remind people, no, that each person has their gift of life and it's just for them. Yeah.
Yeah,
But we can share it. We can
sure.
share our gifts. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My thing is you never make choice for another. You can wish them well, but it still has to be their choice.
Right.
And you
Exactly.
practice that so well.
And even, even if it's hard, even
Yeah.
if it's bad, you have to say, I'm here if you need me, but okay, on your way.
Don't you think that makes for a healthier, more responsible person where they have more of an opportunity to take ownership of their own learning?
Yes.
Their
Yeah.
life experiences are their own.
Right. Yeah. Because people look at life as, oh, I had some good times and I had some bad times. The good times are there to enjoy, but the bad times are there to learn. It's like
Yeah.
this is a classroom. We're in school.
Yeah. I'm really happy to hear you have pulled that thread of being a teacher and a student all the way through your life.
Yeah, well, it wasn't easy. I gotta tell you, it wasn't easy. I love my children dearly. They had their own struggles, their own lessons, and I was their mother, and so it's like it's a reflection. It's a big reflection on the parent, and so it's like, this is me. Who do you think you are? You're part
Yeah.
of me. Yeah, they come through you. They're not you, but they come through you. So, but now my children are really, they're older. We've gone through a lot, and we're stronger if you accept the lessons that you learn and say, thank you. I'm not the same person. I learned from that. Yeah, that that you become a better person because of it.
Yeah, that's so true. And as you're so right, it's not easy, but once you come through it, there's a lot of gratitude, I would imagine.
And it makes the bond stronger. Like if I have to say, if my children would have walked away and said, "Yeah, I don't, you gone," it would have to be that way. But it made us strong as a stronger family.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we learn to appreciate the time that we have together. Yeah.
I know so many of us in our spiritual journey find that our family members, especially, step away from us at different times because we're so odd, we're quirky, we're different, we're espousing beliefs and perceptions and sharing experiences that are, out of kilter in from their viewpoint. How did I'm sure that happened to you because that's just part of the awakening process, right? Or did
I
you
know.
find that the people around you just totally embraced you and accepted everything you were experiencing without question?
Well, you know, um, I have a problem. I don't have any filter on my mouth. So, if I'm talking about ETs or spaceships or whatever it is, they just take it and and oh wow, that's my mom.
Well, that's authenticity, isn't it? You're just being yourself.
Yeah, and I learned not to care. Like if that's somebody that can't handle it, oh well, I can love them just as much and walk away and say, you'll find your space someday.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I think the greatest joy is being yourself. And that's what I so love about you. You're so authentic, and how you show up is how you are.
Yeah, well, it's gotten me into trouble. I have made mistakes that I wish I could go back and fix, but that doesn't happen. So I have to just give it grace and move forward. But yeah, that's how I learned, and that's how
Yeah,
everybody learns. Yeah, but you can't just hold yourself hostage to the lessons and to the hardships that and the mistakes that you might have made. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's a real choice, isn't it? To either be in that self condemnation mode or just forgive, not forget, but forgive and learn from it and move on.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes I do go back there and I have to say, no, no, pull yourself out. That because you can't go back. You
Not
can't go
possible.
back. Yeah. And I keep thinking, okay, we're on a different timeline, so that's erased it.
There you go.
Yeah. It's all erased it.
Yeah.
Erased.
So, what would be considered your kind of mainstay practice? What's your go-to practice when you find yourself sort of getting in trouble there with that sort of going backwards or feeling like you're troubled in some way?
I
What
go
have you
into
developed over time?
I go into a quiet I love to be out with people. It fortifies me. I can be in a dark place and for instance, we had an expo here. The police had a senior expo.
Hmm.
So there were like 500 people there and I had the privilege of working with one of my friends. And so she was working and I was talking. So I got to talk to 300 uh, elder people, pushing carts or
Aw,
and it fortified me so much that it helps push me forward. But if I can't, I get into and I am trying very hard to I love quiet time. I love quiet time. I love the energy of the downtime, but I also love the energy of the people. And even though, they can be grumpy or whatever, it doesn't matter. They they're here for a reason.
sure, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love the sound immersions. I see now, like and I'm glad that I came here for this time in after World War II. Because I look back and I can see all this uh, social changes that has happened, and I'm grateful for them. And I know that right now we're going through a really um, growing time. This is a very serious, think about a youngster going through their growing up. What do you call it? Hormone change.
Yes, sure.
Yeah,
Having to get used to a new body, a new way your body is
right.
communicating.
I remember fourth graders at Christmas time. After Christmas, they were entirely different. And then I started teaching fifth grade, and they were entirely different people.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, because they were going through a shift too. And so that's what we're doing. We're going through a shift of a new time, a new growth. And it isn't easy. Think of all the crappy stuff you go through when you're growing and changing and moving
Yeah,
upward. Yeah.
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 What
So
would you say to people right now that just don't seem to have a grasp on what's really happening or how they can trust in the deeper river of grace guiding them? What would you say to them?
okay, first of all, you have to go inside. You have to you have to look. inward at yourself. Who am I? What am I about? What are the things I love? What are the things I don't want to do anymore? Um, you have, when someone falls in love, it really doesn't work if you don't know yourself and you're trying to be something you're not. That's not going to help the relationship. So moving forward, you have to know yourself in order to know where you're going and what you're doing, even if you're doing nothing. There's some people here that they say, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what my path is. Your path right now is to be. It's to be. It's to know yourself. How can you help anybody else if you don't know yourself and what you can do or what you like? You know, it's hard. Some people I can I can see them when they play games, they have to list the things they like and the things they don't. They can't even do that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Come to think of it, maybe I can't either. I don't know.
I think you're a little beyond that point.
Well, people ask me, well, it's really funny when I go in a restaurant or when people are asking me about food, they'll say, well, what do you like? Is that, or don't you like? I don't know. I don't know if I don't try it.
Oh, there's another one, a willingness to try new things.
Yeah, there you go. That, yeah,
Yeah.
I, yeah, I have to say there's been, I was so scared when I bought my boat. Even though I was with the Coast Guard Auxiliary, the guys were helping me. They were teaching me how. I I had to find the restroom at every nook and corner in the water on the beach where I could find the ladies' room because
Oh, wow.
I was so scared in the beginning. Yeah, yep. And I had this big 19-foot deck boat that had a lot of power.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
quite a metaphor for anything that we tackle that's new and unfamiliar to us. You're going to be scared in the beginning. It is going
right,
to feel daunting. You're not know what you're supposed to know,
right,
but you
right.
still have to take the step. If you've got a big, powerful boat that you have to steer.
Right, right. And a couple times when I first began and I took my daughter out, it was scary. Yeah.
For
But
sure.
you keep pushing ahead. That's the part that you have to push ahead. You have to say, okay, I can do this. Even if you think you can't, you can try. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the trying that I hear and you have that in your character. You have that innate. Keep going. Keep looking for the opening.
I'm gonna, I want to, I have to, I don't know if I ever told you this before, but I have to tell you now. I'm from the old generation, the old society that says that men are the leaders of the household.
Yeah.
They say everything that happens. They're the mainstay. So anyhow, before I became with this, with the teacher in space program. I never drove hardly anywhere. My husband had took all the money. I mean, he gave me what I needed. He let me buy what I needed, but I didn't have the money control. So anyhow, to become part, NASA put out an invitation to 100 teachers, 50 teachers from Pennsylvania and 50 teachers from Rhode Island. And so uh, they sent me a invitation because of my administrator. He sent my name in. So anyhow, I got the invitation and I said, I want to do this. I want to learn about this space program. And so it was, I didn't want to tell my husband until I got, for sure, I got that I
Mm,
was accepted. So I got accepted and I said, uh-oh, I don't take care of the money. How am I going to get the money? Because it went through Millersville University. So I didn't want to tell my husband till I was sure I could do it. And I didn't want to ask him for the money. So I was teaching. So every payday, I took, I think 20, $40 out. And I was hiding it in the hem of my curtain of my bedroom. So I kept hiding all of these 20s in my hem. And one day I went through the door and I saw my hem and it was like fat. You could tell what was there. And so I said, "Oh," I said, "I got to get that out of there till because I didn't want to tell him till summer." So I took all the money out of the hem of the curtain and my bank had a back door. You could drive in. They had a little way to park in the back of the bank. So I went to the back of the bank and parked and went in and I got a safety deposit box. So then um, I got a safety deposit box. And so every payday, I would put the money in until I got
Oh,
enough. So I got enough and then I paid it. And then summer came and I was going to go in July. That we were being taken down to Cape Canaveral, okay, for to learn everything about the space program. So I had to tell him
mm,
going. He was going out west with the history. He was a teacher. He was going out west with his friend that was a history teacher, and they would take videos for the class, for the history class. So I Friday night, I bought this really nice bottle of wine. And one thing about my husband that I knew, if he said yes, he would never go back on his word.
ah,
So I got cheese and crackers and wine. And I said, Friday night, I said, school was over. And I said, let's have some R&R. So I kept filling up his glass. And when I got to the point that I knew I had to get courage too. So I said, do you mind if I take a course in Millersville University? And he sat there a while and he said, that's pretty far away. How are you going to drive that far? You don't drive. And I said, okay, I could drive. I could drive that far. Finally, he said, yeah, I guess you can go. So that was it. I knew I could go because he wouldn't say no because he already said yes. So
wow.
that was, that was the beginning of a new life for me.
And when did he figure out what exactly how enormous that opportunity was for you?
He had no idea what I was doing until the Challenger exploded. And all because
Wow.
I was only one of two teachers in the whole area. And we were all set up and the reporters already knew in the area. The TV, NASA had sent out, I don't know, some kinds of information. So when the Challenger exploded, all of the newspapers and TV reporters and everybody showed up in my classroom that day, that morning after lunch. And so it was all over the news, it was all over the TV, and he, he was sitting there with his cup of coffee watching TV when I came home. He didn't say anything. He was he I was supposed to be the wife, the mother of his
Mm,
children, the mother of his home, the cleaner, the dishwasher, the clothes,
wow.
the laundress.
That's a
Yeah.
pretty big contrast, Dottie. And it sounds like you played your roles very, very well. But you're not a hider. You're not a chameleon. You're exactly who you are. You can't hide your joy and your
Yeah,
enthusiasm for what
yeah.
you're doing.
Well, he said I had a appointment with William Stillman. He's a beautiful medium in the area. He's very well known. And I have a reading with him, and he does reading from people on the other side. And
Mm.
my husband came through, and he said to him, he said, I had no idea what she was doing till I got over here on the other side.
Better late than never.
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, once the blinders of living in a lifetime and your role that you're playing comes off, that's a funny thing that happens. I
yeah,
love that.
yeah.
So
So
how has all that influenced your path forward? Your determination and your willingness to listen to spirit. Are you having these peak moments or have been having peak moments? Or are you, it sounds like you're back in people mode, very much into people mode with your expos and things.
yeah, and I know that that they I need to reach them. I need to reach the people around me. I'm starting to see two things happen. I'm starting to see more men, more men aware. Like at the expos, you see them coming in. Some of them are coming in with their wife and they're just like, oh, okay, all right. And then you see some of them coming in, they'll have stuff on their wrists and they'll have the beaded necklaces and so I see them having readings. They're getting reflexology. They're starting to learn more. Yeah. So I see that. And what else I see is the young girls and the young
Mhm.
boys, especially the young women between the ages of 18 and 45. The older ones, most of them, and then there's a whole group of older women. They never, they were so busy doing family. They
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
have time. So it's like they're new, like, oh, what is that? And then like if I say, well, this energy is in your aura, in your subtle bodies, it's like, what is that? So yeah, so people are all waking up, Carol, and
That's
we're there at the
beautiful.
front. Yeah, we're there at the front. That's
Yeah.
what I love. I just love
Yeah.
it.
So, Dottie, what kind of questions do you find people asking you when they meet you for the first time?
Um, I see a lot of them.
What are their concerns, perhaps, or their curiosities?
Their curiosity is energy. And some of them are just hearing about chakras. So they want to know about what the chakras are. Um, you know, they take number one, they take their bodies for granted, and a lot of them don't even think about the energy. They don't even know, you know, the whole thing is science and spirituality are still separate. I see that coming together, and it's like flow with her meditation of the fibers, which is totally awesome. And that was given to her in the 1990s by the Galactic Federation. And then you have um, and then you have now science is looking at quantum string theory, like,
Yeah.
and then they're saying that's part of the unified field. People don't even have any idea of the unified field or energy, what it feels like. Even the little ones, the young ones that are starting to learn about energy. I'm really lucky in my area because of my Reiki master teacher. She was fired to teach everyone in this area about Reiki, uh, Reiki by Ricky. She has a whole suite. She has people, millions of people. Well, I say millions, but hundreds. I can tell you that she's probably taught over 500, and now she's international on Zoom,
Oh, that's
teaching
great.
people Reiki. And so when we talk about the energy field and the ley lines, this whole area, there is hardly any, even the older people, there's hardly anybody that I know that don't know about Reiki. They at least heard the word.
Uh, that's a
Yeah,
wonderful service. Very, very
yeah,
good.
right, yeah. So, yeah, they know. I think there's a lot of people out there that didn't know anything. They weren't even in tune with energy, but they get a feeling. They have a feeling like, I think I'm missing something. What's out there?
And your version of out there is very, very different than even most people that are awake.
I don't know about that, but I just know, yeah. I There's a part of me that doesn't like to be seen. There's this small part of me that I don't I get I sometimes I get upset when I'm seen, but I know it's
What do
my
you think that's
job.
about, Dottie?
Yeah. Huh?
What do you think that's about that you kind of have a chance to get upset about being seen? I know a lot of us have that in us where
I
we
think
don't
it's
like to
past
be
life.
seen.
Carol, I think it's past life. You know, there's a lot of us that we're all here now that have been tortured and died because we opened our mouth or said something. And just think about it. Even now, I mean, from from being born after World War I and looking back, the women. Okay, here's a scenario. After I became my own person, my poor husband had no idea, but somebody asked her, and he said, you know, I don't know what she's doing. She's doing her own thing. But he had to let go. He had to let go. And I appreciated that. It was not easy for him to do that because he had to step back. And I saw men, they were suffering from a loss of identity from the 40s to the 80s. And then I was in Walmart one day shopping, and there was this really young couple, and the husband was taller. I guess they were married, I don't know, but the husband was taller, and she was littler, and maybe it was in the 2000s, I don't know, but she asked if she could buy a water glass.
Mm.
I was standing there. And the husband said no. And she said, but please, please, just let me buy this water glass. He wouldn't let her. And she stood there for really begging for some time. And I just had to turn away, walk away, because in my heart, I just went back to a time when that was me, because my husband was the head of the family, and you didn't go against his word. Yeah. And that's only from what? It was the war was over in 19 41. Yeah, I remember 1940. I remember going out into the street with a noisemaker celebrating the end of the war because my mother,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So, yeah, I even then, so there's people that are still struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had one message to tell them or anyone that crosses your path that you feel that they could benefit from your life experience, what would your direct message to them be?
You have to know yourself. You have to find yourself. You have to open your heart and surrender and say, I'm here. Show me. Show me. And you can say it out loud. Get in a place where you're secure and there's nobody there, and out loud just say, Divine universe of all that is, show me, teach me what I need. Because it's conscious. Everything on this planet is conscious. And because it's in a unified field, it will help you some way or another. I remember when I was sick, um, even before I was doing Reiki, my kids were sick. I would say, you know, divine universe of all that is, bring me somebody that can help me. Bring me a doctor that can help me. Show me, a name, something.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's if you're aware, if you're willing, you can hear. Go into your heart.
What would you say to people that have come through the religious or even the science paradigm that have been schooled to kind of stay inside the parameters of these frameworks that say good, bad, right, wrong? What would you say to them that might be struggling?
Okay, there's a lot of people that are um they left the church. And there's a difference between the church and religion or spirituality. And I know I'm a person that I love the church. I love the church. I started out, I would say I started out, my mother taught me to read really early. And I remember I couldn't even reach the top of the pew and the back of the pew. And I would stand there reading my little, my little Catholic missal. My father was part of the altar guide, got wherever altar. Anyhow, the thing, the thing that I know, and then my sister was a Gnostic, and she helped me, or I don't know if that was a help or not, but to help transition me into the Gnostic and the things that so I read and studied all the mistakes that the church did.
Mm.
I mean, and we were there. We were part of the mistake that the church made. And the church is still probably making mistakes. And there's people in the church that are making mistakes. But the love, the universal love that is Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, all of that. Even the part that the church overtook the old habits from the old religions. They encrypted that and took it away and made it their own. And and it's hard for me to go to church because I love the scent, the scent of the what do you call it?
When they bring the camper down the aisle and they're doing the smoke thing back and forth.
Yeah, yeah, the incense. Oh my gosh. The incense just drives me back into all of the tradition, the old traditions, like because I know I was a Templar. I know I was a Druid. And so yeah, so that's part of it. I don't go to church because I do a lot of meditating around that time, but it doesn't mean I don't love them. And and you know what? When we get to a point where we have really fulfilled our purpose in the shift, it's all going to be the same. We aren't going to have one, like all these little divisions of religion or beliefs. We're all gonna just be in love. And what I know now and what I just saw this morning, for some reason, there's more and more people meditating and doing all kinds of service in the name of love.
Mm.
Love and compassion. And I think more just love than compassion, because when you get compassion, it might have a mixture of sadness and grief. And
Yeah,
love doesn't. And I'm not sure, but somewhere along the line, I think you said that was the 0 point, which
yeah,
to me, if that's the 0 point, I just want to be there. I don't care what it feels like. I just, I just want to be there.
yeah. To be in that space of oneness and
And
feeling love in your heart, it doesn't matter what faith or religion or path you've
right,
taken. It's your arrival point. You're in that space.
right, right. So, and I think to tell people get past the point of separation, like see people, see others, as because that's a division. You divide yourself from the unified field when you have negative opinions of someone. Yeah, you don't want to divide yourself from the unified field. So I've seen a couple people doing meditations on love, and and the thing of it is, you have to get to the point where you can see that person as a child of the divine creator. You have to see that person as light.
Yes, yes. And when you do, it opens something up inside of each of us. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, you can be who you are, but you're still, I don't care who you are. You can be this mean old person or a grumpy person, but you're still divine child of God.
Aw, and that is so true. And that very much is the essence of who you are, Dottie. Is
Well,
love people no matter what.
sometimes my children don't see that.
Aw.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well, do you have any final words that you'd like to share?
Well, I can tell you right now that I feel the ships so close that I can feel them right over my head. And I said to them this morning when I was out with my cat, I said, I can feel you. I know you're there. And they said, yeah, yeah, we're working on it.
Ah,
Yeah, they're here, and no matter how you feel about ETs or aliens or separation, it's gonna happen. You can't stop it, and so you might as well surrender.
yeah, and accept the joy of all beings everywhere being loved and honored.
Right? Yeah. 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 Yep. Yep.
Well, thank you, Dottie. This has been so much fun.
Thank you, Carol, for all that you do.
Oh,
I just love you. I see you. I see your light, and yeah, they're saying she's our ambassador. She sure is.
well, I absolutely love talking with people like you. I love celebrating other people that are so much in their joy, and you are at the height of that for sure.
Well, thank you. I try.
Yeah.
Sometimes I lose it, but I try. And then I have to remind myself I'm still a muggle.
Well, that's what makes you so relatable. That's what that is. All intergalactic aside.